Back again, and I've got the instructions here, so let's go over what I've already painted. So you start with the divider, spray painted as pink, so now you can say I've painted this entire thing pink. Pink for the spray painted color, but you know it's spray painted matte black, so that's been accounted for. You have to account for the rest of the seats, as you have done here. The gear shift has now been painted. The interior bucket has now been painted on all sides. So that's good. And of course, I'll get to the car body in a moment. So I'll be back once I've colored in the parts of the guide that have been spray painted. The parts on the guide. And also the car body and the chassis. Now, I'm only painting the car body at the moment because I haven't attached any of the lighting, but I can at least color everything here. Now don't forget that there's going to be a silver line down here. In fact, if you look at the car body, it appears to be some kind of indent. Now I have the very fine paint brushes here. And just give me one moment. Let's check the Stadler marker. I'm going to activate the white light again too. Forget about the Stadler marker because there's just two sets of gray. This isn't a silver. This is a ooh, wait a minute. Just a minute now. That might actually be a silver because here's the dark color. I think that's a silver. Now, keep in mind that I can fix things with the paint and a thin brush, but let's just take a look. I'll be right back. I realized something which I'm going to have to do tomorrow night, and that is to paint the bottom of the chassis black. I completely forgot about that. It's okay, that's okay. That's why we're... So I am going to flip it like this to remind me. There you go. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the silver Sharpie on the car, but first I have to flip to the proper page which describes that section. And that page is here. You see? Right there. Steel. Dark silver on the wheel cover. I'll get there. I am going to start with the central one, but I'm going to do this. Yeah, let's that's the central one, isn't it? Yes. Well, that's not showing up. It's not showing up at all. And it's a raised detail in either case. So that's something that I'm going to wait for. But remember, you have to paint it before you apply that decal. Window trim is silver as well. Look at that. So the post is black, but inside the window trim is silver. Huh. So that's going to require some delicate painting, which we'll have to wait for later. I'm not going to do that tonight, because even the silver Sharpie wouldn't show up properly. Or would it? Give me one moment. Because remember, any mistakes with the silver Sharpie can be covered up with a black Sharpie. So let's just see how we do here. 1 second. All right, so turn it this way. There you go. Try the silver first for the window trim, which is much more exaggerated on the instructions than it is on the car. So let's see. Try. See? Don't worry. The Sharpie will take care of it. It's working. It is working. You just have to paint towards the inside, that's all. And yes, I am on camera. And then you just paint there. So just a couple spots to fix. So black Sharpie here, there, and a little bit right there. Now I know it's sharper than normal, but that can be touched up with a flat box. So there's a picture so far. And I'm just going to keep going around the entire window trim, all three, and we'll see how it works on this side. And a central trim line. So there's the central trim line. You just have to fix it a bit with the black Sharpie because you got a bit out of kilter. Yeah. That got a bit out of range, didn't it? Well, that's what the black Sharpie's for. Okay, good. And of course, you'll paint it flat black afterwards. Oh, that went over a bit too much, see? Yeah, I think I'm going to experiment with the very fine paint instead. You don't need to have warm water for the paint. Cool water will do. So I'm going to try on the other side with the paint. Here's the picture of the black Sharpie. It's not silver at all. Look. It calls for steel, which is the testers here. All right, not even the platinum either. Okay, well, let's see how it goes. I think I will use this brush because it has a solid fine point. That said steel. So just the tiniest bit on the, and as I've done before, paint towards the inside of the part. Like so. Wait a minute. Oh, window trim is silver, not steel, of course. Okay, so the central point is steel. All right, here we go. So there's the central point. I know. There you go. Okay. How am I going to do this? All right. There you go. It's spreading again. It would help if it was a trench, but it's not a trench. It's a kind of raised central point. So I'm just painting the center and the accompanying side stuff. And then I'm going to come back in and paint the stuff beside it, the flat black. No sense trying to very precisely get the steel on there to begin with, because it can be painted over with the flat black. Okay, so let's see here. Central point. Sorry if I'm being quiet, I'm just trying to concentrate here and get the steel on the central point. And it's kind of difficult because there's also a section of the bottom panel that didn't quite get enough spray paint. And oh, look. I'm off center. I'm painting the wrong thing. Well, you know, there you go. Now I'm getting the right thing. So just paint that entire section, all three of them. Well, the paint won't stay on the brush enough. All three of them with the steel, all three of them. all the way along, and then you can paint over it with the flat black. Because trying to get it in the center is not working. Yeah, that's going to be a very precise maneuver. I think the better choice at this point is to try and paint the flat black on the lower part of the car body. So if you can get it to stay upright, try to paint the flat black with a thicker brush, say, hello everyone, it's Sean. Sorry about the abrupt ending on the part 9 video that you just watched. That's what happens when your computer runs out of room, or your cell phone camera. But anyway, well, I'm posting this on Thursday because I'm going to my hobby club meeting, Model Tech Miniatures. That's the name of our club, and I'm going to that meeting in a few days on Saturday, May 11th. And that is our last hobby club meeting before the Model Train Show. The Model Train Show, which is held at the Dorval Arena, just like it always has been, except the 1 year of 2022 when it was held at an alternate site because I couldn't get the venue. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this week's video on Sean's Model Builds, posted on Thursday instead of Friday, and we'll see you here next week for part 10. Bye-bye.